You know what it is
It is
new.
new.
Boys and girls of the podcast world. Matt and Tyler on the mic.
mics.
They're gonna stay here until they agree. We're gonna stay here until we agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
Dum-dum-dum.
This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening. Thanks, Hutch.
Thank you, Hutch.
Great as always. Again, we're so grateful for his music. That blesses everyone's ears every episode. So, welcome back to Until We Agree. This is Matt from Until We Agree with Tyler from Until We Agree on the other mic. Tyler, how you doing today?
I am Tyler from Until We Agree. I am doing well today, and I am wondering how you're doing today.
Well, I'm doing great. Glad to be back. We're doing another Sun Still Up recording, which has kind of been good, I think, for the vibes of the show. What's not been great necessarily for the vibes of my show, at least, for the first time in I think over 2 months. You won a poll this week.
I wouldn't say 2 months.
It's been a long, long time. I've been on a huge comeback. What's crazy about it is it was kind of a gift to you, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you took an absurd stance, so I guess I appreciate you for being a clown. Something
about it, though, is I kind of knew I was taking an absurd stance. It was more with something that came to mind. I was like, that's kind of stupid. But I'll give Tyler a win. I got some text during the week that said, I knew you were so wrong, but I still wanted to vote for you just because Tyler did such a bad job at defending the obvious answer.
You got 0 texts that said that.
I got one for sure, and I will show it to you next time we're in person together, which will be here soon, hopefully. Give us 3 months, and I'll show you that text.
We'll see. I don't believe you. And who is it from?
My friend.
Okay. Well, Now I know you're lying.
Okay. All right. What else is new this week? What have you been working on?
What have I been working on? I mean, I don't know, a few things here and there. I don't want to spill the beans too early. What have you been doing?
Well, I was on Granny White today. Which is
no, you don't even have to tell me. I know where that is.
Oh, really? Where is it?
So there's Publix, right? You know the Publix on there.
Well, there's not actually one on Granny White.
No, but you know what I'm saying though, like the Publix that that road leads to.
Well, so here's the thing: is I think you knew I was coming back from Publix today, but I don't think you actually know where Granny White is.
No, but I do because there's a Publix and then there's a Foodlands Cafe, of course, which we love.
No, the Foodlands. The Foodlands.
No, because the Foodlands is by the Target. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, the Target also isn't.
No, right. It's not like exactly on there, but you know what I'm saying. Like to get to Publix, you go you pass the Foodlands and you pass the Target, and then you of course pass Wendy's, and there's I think a Fairfield Inn Suites that you kind of go past. You know what I'm talking about? You know now. You know where I am. Now you know where
I don't think. The thing is, I don't think you. I think you're trying to say you know where it is. I don't think you know where Granny White is. But anyways,
but I do.
That was one thing. I went to the grocery store this morning because I had a kind of a busy weekend. I ended up in Montgomery Bell over the weekend, which was great. And
I know where that is. Wait, I know where that is. So
yeah,
that's where they have a Chick-fil-A there.
I don't think they do, honestly.
No, they.
Well, so it's actually a state park.
There's a Home Depot across the street, right?
No, it's a state park. So
no, and as all state parks have, there's a Home Depot across the street, right?
Why are you trying to act like you know where this is? You don't know where this is. What was I doing there? If you know what's in Montgomery Bell, you would know what I was doing there.
I don't know what you were doing there, but I know what I would do there.
What would you be doing there?
I would have a nice lunch at Chick-fil-A and go across the street to Home Depot.
So here's the thing. There's no Chick-fil-A. It's in kind of a rural area to begin with, even if you're near the closest city,
right.
which you know where the closest city is.
Yes, I do, because there's multiple lunch spots there from anywhere from Foodlands to Chick-fil-A.
Foodlands is in Nashville. We're not in Nashville right now. We're about 45 minutes outside of Nashville. So I don't think you know where this is.
No, right. 45 minutes. But that's really, 45 minutes, that's if you're taking back roads. If you're taking the interstate, it's probably
it's off the interstate.
On the closer side to 40.
It's a state park, so it's not on the interstate. You have to kind of drive in the back roads no matter how you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing.
You
but
don't
you're
know
just,
where you don't know where Montgomery
we're saying
Bell
the
is.
same thing, but you just are for some reason you're acting like I don't know where. You're trying to gaslight me.
Mm-hmm. Where was I? Do you know where I was yesterday? I'll tell you. I'll tell you where I was, and you tell me.
Oh
where
yeah,
this is.
please.
I was in Woodbine yesterday morning.
Yes, Woodbine. I love it there. That's it. No, that's another great state park.
No, that's actually about 5 minutes outside of downtown Nashville.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
what direction is it?
It's a park in the state. What direction is it?
From downtown.
From downtown, of course. That's I believe that'd be south.
You just happen to know I live south, and I would be to the south. You're like, don't go
north. Because I've been there multiple times and I've enjoyed meals there.
What's your favorite meal to have in Woodbine?
Well, there's a Popeye's chicken, like so close.
I can't speak to the truth of that, and I don't think you would have been there without me. So I don't think you know about a Popeye's chicken there.
Topgolf.
No,
there's a Topgolf near there, and I
don't think.
I think this has been going on for way too long.
Yeah,
this is a character I've been working on. It's the guy who knows.
Oh, this is a character you've been working on.
It's guy who knows where everything is always for sure. So that's what I've been working on. You did ask what I'd been working on this week, and that's kind of what I've been going for.
Yeah, no, keep workshopping. I think there's some real gold in that character. So
thank you.
The next Bjorn Dufly, I think, is a guy who knows where everything is, but may not. Which is actually crazy that you bring that up. Because I actually have been working on a character today as well after you brought up this character that you've been working on. So I wanted to run this guy by you as well. So why don't you just ask me like any question? And the goal is for you to guess who this character is.
Any question?
Yeah, just ask me anything. I think, and you need to work out who this guy is. What's
the meaning of life?
Well, funny you should ask that. I think there's a lot to do with financial security in the meaning of life. Something that's really cool that happened to me about 10 years ago is I almost invested in Bitcoin.
You're the guy that almost invested in Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm the guy that almost invested in Bitcoin about 10 years ago.
Okay. So what's your favorite food?
I don't know. I don't think that matters as much as the fact that I almost invested in Bitcoin when it was less than $100 per coin.
No, right. But I just want, like, I'm hungry and I want dinner. What should we
No,
eat?
I don't think you understand. I got on the website, but I couldn't figure out how to actually buy it because it wasn't quite as defined
So you don't
yet.
have money to eat. Is that what you're trying to say?
I sunk all my money into Doge, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Because that was the next logical step, and that did not go great.
By the time you figured it out, Doge was the hot thing.
That was the hot thing. Yeah, but I almost, about 10 years ago, almost invested in Bitcoin.
That's awesome.
Could have made hundreds of thousands of dollars.
How much were you planning on investing?
At least 3. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So who knows where I could be right now. I wouldn't be doing this podcast, that's for sure. Be doing a lot cooler stuff. Yeah, that's the character I'm workshopping. I think there's some good quality content there as well. Look out for a reel between guy who knows where everything is and guy who almost invested in Bitcoin 10 years ago. Here on Instagram at Until We Agree. If you like that one, there's more where that came from.
Yeah, I think those. I will say I do agree. I think those need work.
Yeah, they're bare bone ideas right now. But I think we can really flesh out the character. So, give us a week and we'll get back to you. They don't have names yet. But one day they will. What's Tyler? From Until We Agree. What is today's main idea of this show?
The main idea of this show is that we argue until we agree. However, today it's a little bit different. Because usually we have a predetermined topic that we bring in, we both know. Today we just, they're not even all arguments on my side at least. We just kind of brought stuff to talk about. See what we could do. Totally off the dome, unscripted. You know a few things, I know a few things. That's what we're doing.
Right. Which I'm excited about. I don't think I have any debate topics, if I'm being honest. Hopefully we don't agree still, but today's more of a figure out the world.
It's
show,
it's like the sense. Field day equivalent of a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You've got those
Nobody's
ice pops that taste better when they're melted. You just suck the juice straight out of the plastic. That's what this episode is. That's kind of the vibe we were going for. You just finished TCAPs. That might be a reference only for Tennessee people. Standardized tests for the year, and now you're just gonna sit back and enjoy kind of what's it's like current events, and then maybe just like stuff that's on our minds. So why don't I jump into my first topic of surprise topic,
which
Tuesday.
I like that we have an outline and you just labeled it surprise topic. You could have just said topic. I still don't know what it was, but go ahead.
Sure. So my topic that you don't know about is Kyle Filipkowski.
Okay. Well, I know about the topic, but I didn't know you were going to talk about it. I've heard about the topic. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So this is going to blow your mind. Kyle Filipkowski went to Duke, lost to Tennessee in the Sweet 16. No, in the round of 32 last year.
Yep.
Something that people may not have known about Kyle Filipkowski, really good basketball player, really, really tall, almost a guaranteed first round pick, just the fact that he's good at basketball and really tall, which is a great combination, I hear. I was only really tall, so I didn't get that scholarship opportunity that he did. But what happened is the NBA draft was this last week, and the NBA draft takes place now over 2 days. First round's on one day, and the second round's on another day. So he comes to New York and is waiting to get called, because if you're a big pick, you're going to go, and you're going to go to New York and get your name called and go up on stage and get your jersey for the team you're going to go play for. And that's it. That's how it goes. Are you following me so far?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm explaining the NBA draft right now.
I do understand the NBA draft. I kind of tuned out because I do know all this.
Sure. But Kyle Filipkowski, first day goes by, does not get drafted. People are kind of wondering what's going on. He does get drafted in the second day, but after he gets drafted to the Utah Jazz, a bunch of stuff starts coming out that he fell out of the first round, because all these stories started coming out about the fact that when he was in high school, he went to prom with a girl who was 26 years old at the time. Right. And that makes him a victim, first of all, because he was 17. The problem is he's still dating that girl 3 years later.
Sure.
And what's our official until we agree stance on that?
Bad.
Okay.
And was this another player at the draft, or was this the same thing that they thought it was his cousin for a minute?
Well, there's a picture that came out. There is something about that too, I think. There's a picture that came out where they were at some 4th of July or something event outside. And they're both very, very young. Obviously, he's about 8 years younger than her in the picture, because he's 8 years younger than her now too. She did not
time
stop
is
aging.
Linear. No, and time is linear for sure. And so they aged the same rate, unless one went into space.
I think that's a great point. So that picture came out, and that's kind of weird that I think people are less concerned about it being a cousin situation and more concerned about it being like this girl has had her eyes on this guy who, obviously, I'm sure if you get recruited to Duke, he was probably
I think we should back up though.
I
do think we should back up, because you kind of just glossed over the cousin thing. I think both can be a problem, personally.
No, and I will say I agree. Seriously. Did I say that dating a cousin's not bad? Did I say that?
You didn't say it was bad, which I think you should clarify your stance right now.
Right. I did imply that I was indifferent towards dating your cousin. I'm going to say right now, I am anti-dating your cousin. Right. And you can quote me on that.
Will do.
But what I think, but kind of how I interpret the situation is this girl has been planning this for a long time, since they were both kids. Well, she probably wasn't a kid. She was probably 18 years old and he was 10. Right. So that in itself is crazy.
She was an adult, and he could count his age on his fingers. Let that sink in.
That's probably how he was counting them that was probably his default, was counting on his fingers by ones to get to any answer he needed in math. Because again, he was 10 years old when she was 18, going into college. So that's where we're at with that story. More comes out later. He gets drafted, and then that's when kind of everything comes out. That teams were worried that this boy, now kind of a man, has been dating this actual woman for 3 years now. And so teams were kind of worried about that, and they passed him. That's how he fell out of the first round. But what team saw that as a win? The good old Utah Jazz. Because let's not make any insinuations that are just based on stereotypes. But there is a story that's come out. He's cut off his entire family from contacting him because of this relationship. He's taken her side completely. She converted him to Mormonism, and now they're playing in Utah. The only team that could really see that as an okay thing to do, date a 17-year-old when you're 26 and have been investing your 401k for 4 to 5 years. Going to prom, by the way. So, and again, can I make it so clear just one more time? Before you jump in, I'm against dating your cousin, first, second, or third. Seriously. Okay, go ahead.
That's great. Because yeah, I don't see a world outside of Utah where this works for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm creeped out. I hope some more unfolds, but I feel like this will be like the Josh Giddey story where like it'll all just go away.
Sure.
And so we'll see. We'll keep our eye on it. We'll keep our finger on the pulse, if you will.
And really, my only question that kind of came out of this is it feels like an indoctrination of sorts. There's Mormonism, I think, is a gray area of cult-ish definition. But kind of what went to my brain is just like cults in general. And a question I think I wanted to frame to you really quick, which I think is actually a really, really good question. Would you rather people know you were in a cult, and you've escaped from it at this point, but people know you were in a cult, or would you rather be known as someone who was talked into joining an MLM scheme, which is multi-level marketing? It's a pyramid scheme.
Oh, man.
That's a tough question, isn't it?
That's a really tough question. It depends on the scenario in which I'm in a cult, but like you will not find me near a MLM. So maybe the cult, if I was like kind of brought up as a child and then got out of it.
Sure.
But like, yeah, now cult.
Yeah, no, I had my thought process was the exact same. You have no one to blame but yourself if you get caught up in a multi-level marketing scheme. I think there's a lot of
handsome men that run cults, and
right,
they can trap you so easily.
Uh-huh.
They talk so smoothly. It's a dangerous place to be.
1 to 10, how likely would you be to join a cult, like without knowing it?
Without knowing it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I wouldn't knowingly join a cult, so I guess my logic would be that it would be a 10 because I would.
No, I'm saying like you either join a cult or you don't. The way you join the cult is that you don't know it. Like, where are the odds?
That's what I'm saying.
How likely? Yeah, but how likely are you?
If I don't know, I don't know. So it's a 10.
You're saying there's a 100% chance you're going to join a cult unknowingly at some point in your life.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Examine like who you are personality wise. How likely are you to accidentally get indoctrinated into a cult? Is the question. 1 to 10.
I would say a solid 2.
That's not 1, which is interesting.
Well, you never know.
That's a great point. You don't know where life takes you. I think that's a fair number. I think I would be a 2. I think you're around like a 5 or a 6.
No, okay,
but
come on.
That's just kind of my perception on it. So
no, it's my turn. It's my turn.
Yeah,
it's my turn.
That's Kyle Filipkowski. We're gonna keep you guys updated on that one.
Yeah, we'll keep that up. But so I came across this video, and I don't know how old it is. Like I feel like I've seen similar things to it before, but it's like popping up all over. And it's this video of this like guy, and I guess multiple guys, putting this device on their thigh that like lengthens their thigh, but then they have weird proportions. They're like 3 inches taller with weird proportions, can't walk correctly, end up like you can stand tall, but you can't walk. And I just wanted to like, well, one, I thought I should make it aware for you since you might need something like that. Just, with given your stature. But
sure.
Like, what do you think about like why can't we just be happy? Why do we have to be 6'3" with non-functioning legs?
Right. Well, I think I'm glad you said 6'3" because that's the height you would not be if you grew 3 inches.
Right, I'd be 6'2".
No,
okay.
Well, we Tyler's girlfriend's birthday was yesterday, and I got a nice little FaceTime. I sent her a video just saying happy birthday, and then I got a nice little FaceTime from Tyler and his girlfriend, who let me know that over the weekend, part of the birthday festivities was measuring Tyler, and he only came out as 5'10".
That's not true.
Which is devastating because he's been saying he's 5'11" to 6 foot. For life.
No, because that was the first measurement, and we were like, that can't be right. So then we did the whole like book.
Oh, it was. I'm sure.
Book to the head, made sure like we weren't like pointing down on my head there with the measuring tape, and it turns out I was 5'11", debatably 6 foot. But I'll stick to 5'11". I'm a man of
debatably for sure. Yeah.
No, yeah, and I'm a man of integrity, so I would never claim 6 foot without knowing for sure. But my wingspan is 6 foot, so I have a +1 ape index. I was interested in my ape index these days.
Sure. I think you did misspeak. you did say a +1 ape index. It would be a +2 because you're 5'10". That was the actual measurement.
No, so
you didn't fight that on the, and she never specified that there was a second measurement. I only got the 1.
Yeah,
which
that's because
believe.
she was trying to make you feel good because you left her a nice birthday message. So that's all that was. I wouldn't read into it too much, but what I will say is you're gonna need this surgery, and I think through the Until
it's
We
a
Agree
surgery?
family. I don't really know if it's a surgery, but it's a
I thought they
procedure.
just,
It's definitely a
Okay,
procedure. And I think
Ew.
the Until We Agree family would raise money for something like this to happen. Because here's the thing, it doesn't hinder your movement that much because you don't really move very athletically anyways. So
well,
you'd be fine. You would be unchanged except just taller.
that's crazy to say just because of the fact that I am a better athlete than you in like every single way.
No, and the audience knows that's not true.
I beat you in every single athletic event we do besides climbing because your ape index is stupid.
Can I had another just fun thing to go into, and this actually goes perfectly in, so I hate to skip your turn.
Okay.
But like,
is this your second one? Okay.
Kind of. It's just like between the two of us, who would be a better cheerleader?
I would be a better cheerleader because I think I'm more easy to throw.
I was actually, okay, it's crazy you said that. I thought you'd be a great flyer, and I'd be the one that's like holding people.
Sure.
And
I just struggle.
Flips.
I think you're good at I think you're probably better at most cheerleading activities. I don't think you would excel at any of them though.
That's the thing.
I think I would.
I don't know if I can move that way, you know?
Yeah, I would excel at being thrown around like a little baby girl, for sure.
Yeah, no, and I've seen it.
Yeah, and I could do it again if I needed to. So, again, I think that's something I beat you at as well. So thank you for saying that. Was that actually your second topic?
That was one that I had written down. It's not. It was actually my fourth topic that I was going to loop back around to, but it kind of worked its way in. So I just
perfect. So we won't call that your second topic then. Why don't I jump into my second topic?
Okay.
Then? So this was a conversation I had yesterday that I thought was actually kind of fascinating. And it kind of stems off the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago we did boys' night. 3 weeks ago we did ladies' night. And on boys' night, we talked a lot about dating, but not necessarily like other aspects of boy life. And I kind of wanted to dive into that more. And the question is, what's your favorite and least favorite boy spot?
Boy spot?
Like a place that is specifically known as like a place that like just dudes are like at. Well, and it doesn't have to be like super like concrete. It can be a very like abstract thing. Because do you want me to share with you my least favorite boy spot first, to kind of like give you an idea of where I'm heading with this?
Hooters.
That's your favorite?
No, that's my least favorite. Is that also your least favorite?
Why is that your least favorite?
The food's terrible.
Oh, okay.
Now, what's your least favorite?
I was going to
be great to answer this question.
Yeah.
Noah.
Yeah. Why don't I tell you my?
Yeah.
Let's give him a call. Why don't I tell you my least favorite boy spot first? Let's do our favorite and least favorite first, just so we can like, if he has questions, we can just like already have our answers like ready to give him like something to base off of.
I like it.
Okay. So my least favorite boy spot is when a bunch of dudes are standing around, probably in a circle. It's usually like a social gathering where like no one's like there's no girls involved. They're like in a different part of the room or wherever we're at, and someone starts talking about parlays. And I'm not anti sports betting. I think sports betting can be kind of fun. I don't do it. I hardly ever do it, but it is kind of fun. In moments, there is nothing I hate more than getting looped into like a 15 to 20 minute conversation about every parlay that's been hit, and the worst part is every parlay that's almost been hit.
Yeah, no, and I fell victim to that a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a long conversation because everybody's been one off of however many hundreds of dollars.
That's like the whole like point of sports. That's how sports betting works. Is you get close, but you hardly ever actually hit. That's like the whole allure to it. So we know you've been close to hitting a parlay. We've all been close to hitting a parlay. That's how it works.
Dang,
and
that's a very specific boy spot.
It's just like, and like the worst part about it is not necessarily the conversation itself. That's not no one's like making jokes in those conversations. They're not like fun conversations to be in, just because like it's very just like, these are just facts that we are presenting. And then all you can say after someone says, I almost hit this 8-leg parlay and all I needed was for Josh Allen to throw 14 more yards. and then you go,
Wow, that's
man,
crazy.
that's tough, dude.
Yeah.
I feel for you, man. I've been close like that too. It's awful. Like it's not a fun conversation. It's not engaging. And it just lasts forever, because if there's 8 guys, all 8 guys have had a parlay almost hit, and all 8 guys have hit like a decent parlay at some point too. You know, it's just boring. Like sports bet on your own, like it's one of those things we don't have to talk about. Just sports bet on your own and like have fun with it. Responsibly, of course.
We are not sponsored by sports betting. Big sports bet.
I wanted to say responsibly just in case they want to sponsor us, because we will accept their sponsorships. We're all about safe betting though. What's your favorite boy spot?
Favorite boy spot? It'd probably be the place where, like, have you ever been with like a group of guys and girls and like you're getting ready for somewhere?
Okay.
The favorite boy spot is when all the boys get ready, but then you're waiting on the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you can be like, what are these girls doing?
Women, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you get to just hang out, and it's a boy spot.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just waiting on those pesky ladies to get ready.
Yeah. I'm picturing you like specifically standing around an island, and one guy is sitting at one of the stools, but there's a second stool open, but no one's taking. There's one guy who in the group who always needs to sit down and refuses to stand up with everyone else, and he'll take the stool, but everyone else is kind of like understands like the social hierarchy of like not sitting down if there's not enough seats for everyone, but one guy doesn't.
And we're like ready to go. We're trying to impose just the fact that we are ready to go on the ladies, because we're ready to walk out the door. You can't be sitting down.
That's true, because they will come out and start chatting.
Yeah, and they'll say, does this look better than this? And you have to say, whatever gets you out the door the fastest is what looks the best. You know?
I knowing your relationship so well, I know this conversation has been had 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. It's just like actually like you're speaking like something that I know you actually live through often. Yeah. Which is really funny.
I love being on time, and some people just don't, and that's okay.
Some people, yeah.
But what's your favorite boy spot? I'm gonna get in trouble after this episode.
My favorite boy spot is, it can be either one. Both of them have to do with being on the golf course, but only in very specific instances with the boys. You either like pipe a drive like really, really well, and there's like no spin on it. It goes very, very straight. Who knows how far it goes, but you can say it goes over 300 yards no matter if it goes 275, that thing had to go 300 yards. Yeah. So that's just like such a good feeling, because like, especially when you hit it, when you don't hit it well often, and then you like really line square one up, and the boys just go, oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a great feeling. But one that I think is even more specific is let's say you're 98 yards out from the green, slightly downhill to the green, middle of the fairway, and you absolutely clip a 60-degree wedge, and it hits the green and spins back like 30 feet.
The spinners are sick, because then the boys get hype.
Because not everyone can do that. Everyone can accidentally hit a good drive. Not everyone can rip backspin on a green. This is not a ladies' night. Web-browser women are not going to
love. This is a niche section of the boys' time and the boys' spots that we're talking about right now. But the boys will get it. Yeah,
and we're almost done. W's. So hang with us. But yeah, that's my my boy spot number 1A and 1B. So why don't we try to get Noah on the line?
Yeah.
Do you want to try that?
I'll go ahead and call him.
Cool.
Let's see.
And in the meantime, I would like to shout out the Rat Pack. Streams have been doing really well the last couple of weeks. Engagement on Instagram has been great. Keep an eye on those. Keep engaged in our Q.
What's up, Noah?
What's up?
Noah.
No, you are live on the podcast. You can't hear Matt right now, but we are talking about the favorite boys spots. Do you know what that means?
Well, no, it's about time. I'm live, though.
Well, you didn't answer last week because you were busy with your anniversary or something. So, boy spot.
I'm married. Sorry, I have a wife.
Oh, okay. Dang, this guy's aggressive today.
Hey, we forgive him. It's okay.
Matt says you're forgiven. So favorite boy spots. Our least favorite boy spots were Hooters for me. It's like a spot you would find the boys. The least favorite one is Hooters. The favorite one would be waiting for the women to get ready because the boys are always on time and the women are not. And then Matt's favorite boys spot would be either on the tee box after you pipe a drive or in the middle of the fairway after you spun one back on the green. And his least favorite boys spot, what'd you say, Matt?
Talking about parlays.
Talking about parlays. So what's your favorite and least favorite boys spot? No pressure. We will cut out this dead air.
No, yeah. Favorite boy spot.
Favorite spot for the boys.
This is a hard question, brother.
What's your least favorite boy spot? Live Noah is cracking under the pressure right now. This is crazy.
Cracking under the pressure. You guys' ideas, the ideas you guys have are very dynamic.
Yeah, but guess what? Matt brought this to me, and I answered on the spot. Why can't you?
Favorite boy spot.
And least favorite if you want. You can start with either.
Yeah.
We're not cutting any of this. This is gold.
I mean, I could. Yeah, I could. I could start with either, I guess.
But feel free to whenever you're ready.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Well, appreciate the call, Tyler.
Wait, bro. You have to answer the question.
Can't say anything.
You still there?
Man, I'm so here, man. What's your favorite boy spot, man? Just say the Xbox party, please.
Just one.
To the Xbox party, please.
Yeah, getting on the Xbox.
There you go.
The Xbox with the
We'll cut
boys,
me out saying it. That way, it's all you.
Yes.
We're not.
I've muted Noah. We're not cutting this out.
Yeah,
This is incredible.
Little GTA action.
Yep. Nice. And what about your least favorite boy spot?
Least. That's what you said. Least favorite.
Yep. That's what least favorite.
Yeah. Least favorite. Let's see. How about yelling at your girlfriend during a co-ed wiffle ball game, and then having to go to dinner with everyone, and then it being awkward because now your girlfriend is upset with you because you yelled at them.
Did this happen recently?
Oh, it did. It did. You might have been there.
Are you talking about me? Because nobody was upset with. I was a great coach, I would say. So we can break that down. But
it's not. It wasn't you. It was one of your listeners.
Right, Brady, I believe is who you're referencing.
One of the yep.
And
yep. It's co-ed wiffle ball. Yelled at the girlfriend, probably future wife, because she didn't understand the rules and charged the ball quick enough.
Yeah, I guess that was an awkward boy spot.
Awkward spot for the boys. It's a tough boy spot.
I've muted Noah again. This is taking a turn. This is taking a turn.
This is sad.
And having an awkward dinner at Chili's.
Well, I appreciate the answer. No, I think we'll stick to the pre-recorded clips from now on, though.
Well, not the random question. That's a tough question. That's not like, what's your favorite color, your favorite food?
That'd be a pretty boring question, though, wouldn't it?
Let him say it. Let him answer. Let him answer.
I agree with you.
Okay, what is your favorite color, Noah?
My favorite color is blue. Dark blue.
Nice. Well,
all right.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you answering. I'm sure I'll see you on Xbox here in the next couple of days. So,
okay.
Hey, have a good one.
Thanks, Tyler.
Oh, he's rattled. 5.
You're
That was crazy. That was crazy. I'm not rattled at all. I'm not rattled at all.
Thank you, Noah. That was honestly incredible. Oh, yeah. I just know he takes an hour and a half to send us clips.
Well, they always do. We always get on to talk before the podcast, and Matt always asks, "Where's the Noah clip?" And I was like, "He hasn't sent it yet." And then I have to text him, and I just imagine that he is like, I would love to go through his recently deleted voice memos. I bet there's 300 to 400. So yeah, I mean that was something. But we need to move on because that took so long.
I thought that would take a minute and a half at most.
No, that was a long call.
That was about 8 minutes. That was so funny.
Just a lot of dead air, which we apologize for, but I think it's important for the context of what just happened.
Yeah, to continue to flesh out the Noah character, I think it's important to keep every single part of that in. That's so good.
Okay,
we gotta start
my next note. Inside Out 2, also what I call my socks. Now, I wanted to just talk about Inside Out 2 because I haven't seen it yet and you have. But then I thought Inside Out 2 is also what I call my socks because they're often inside out and there's 2 of them. So we can move past that really good joke that I thought
Do you wear them inside out? Do you wear them inside out?
No, I don't. They just happen in the wash a lot of the times. You
Sure.
you take them out and then they're inside out and there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because,
there are 2 usually.
So you saw the movie. I haven't seen the first one, but this is how and we're not going to spoil anything here, but I was described as it's about anxiety, but anxiety is a good hockey player.
That's essentially it.
Anxiety, the emotion, is good at hockey.
No. Riley's good at hockey, but she develops anxiety
who is
in the
Riley?
second movie. Riley is the main character, the girl whose emotions we like. The main characters are the emotions, and then we see them in Riley's brain, working to like show her emotions like through that. They're good Pixar movies, especially when you think about like recent Pixar. They're pretty decent. Yeah, no. So this is not like, I hate that this is, people who've like been on the internet know this is not like an original thought, but it's 100% true. The whole premise for Riley, the plot of Riley is like dealing with going into high school and trying to make the high school varsity team that she's going to as a freshman. And we see like her play hockey a ton. And she's so anxious about like her next 4 years if she doesn't make the hockey team in her freshman year, because that's going to ruin everything. It wouldn't. That's not the point. She is the best hockey player in the entire world, the way they animate this girl. She could start for the Florida Panthers, who just won the Stanley Cup. She could be their forwards, their first line center. Like, she's that good. She does this insane toe drag puck, 360 pass through the legs.
We are losing the audience.
The point is,
Nobody cares about hockey, but she's very good at it.
She's so good at it, and it's like, why this? If anyone in the world shouldn't have anxiety, it's this girl, and that's what ruined my immersion.
Right,
completely.
Because if we were that good at hockey, you'd never hear the end of it.
Yeah, you never hear the end of it, and we would never be nervous about hockey.
No,
like, it's ridiculous. She's unreal.
I'm probably way worse than her at many things, and less nervous than her about it.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, click out now if you don't want to hear this. She makes the team because she's unreal. She's the best hockey player of all time. So she's fine.
Wait, real quick, gotta interrupt you. Noah just texted me.
No way. Okay.
He said, "I wish it was animal sounds again." I don't know what I thought the question was going to be, but it wasn't that. Now, we could gladly call Noah back and get some animal sounds.
We don't. We've heard them.
We've heard those, and they were pretty bad.
Yeah, you did a better. You do your tiger really quick. That's better than anything Noah did.
Right. Noah said a giraffe sounded like which I've just never heard that. But okay, let's move on. One more topic piece. So go ahead.
Usually my socks are not inside out through the washing machine, but I don't. So that's just this maybe just I don't know.
I think I maybe throw them in that way. To be honest, it might be on me.
That could be. I take them off right side out. Anyways, topic number 3. We need to cook. If you were a nepo baby and had all the resources ever, what are you doing with your day to day?
I think the point is that you don't have to do a single thing. I would pretend to do something like the paparazzi pictures that are like clearly staged where like you see people coming out of the studio, but then you never see their music. Mm-hmm. Like probably that, like where they're like, oh, what are they working on? What are they working on?
But you wouldn't release music? You could buy great music. You could work with John Bailey and he could write you a whole album.
Yeah, but
and you could just like have your name on it.
But here's the thing. I don't need to. I'm a
Would you
Nepo
not
baby.
would you not get so bored? Like that's why all Nepo babies go into like acting and stuff. Would you not get so bored doing nothing all day, every day for like the next however many years?
But you're not doing
great thing-
nothing. You're like you're baiting people. Like they think you're about to do something crazy, and you just don't.
That's
hilarious.
You're gonna spend your entire life pretending to be doing things. And that's how you're gonna like be busy.
But
just by
like
pretending.
I'll do things I like on the you know, on the inside. Like maybe I'll you know, climb and golf and do all my hobbies, but I'll never
Sure.
let the world see.
Okay. So you would just like, it would be like summer break, like senior year of high school summer break for you every single day, basically, with unlimited money.
That sounds wonderful.
Like you wouldn't like create anything. You wouldn't do anything.
Oh, okay. I see what this question was intended to do.
Philanthropy.
I would of course start a podcast with somebody in the industry who could carry me.
Sure.
But yeah, a podcast, maybe even get into stand up, have somebody ghostwrite some jokes for me. But I don't even know if that's
a good idea.
necessary after the Inside Out thing.
You would still have to be funny though, is the problem, even if you have the jokes written for you.
No, and I think I hate to toot my own horn, but I think I got that on lock.
Okay. Do you want to dive more into a guy who knows where places are? That character?
Yeah, name a location.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Dude, I was born there. I know that place like the back of my hand.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, this is a great character.
All right, now
still no name for him?
No, that's his name for now. But what would you do? I'm John Quinones. What would you do?
Have you heard of Joe Goldberg?
Oh no. Okay.
I would want to create a show like that.
Okay.
Like the show you. I'd want to create a show like it, not like, and just like make a show like that.
Okay, that's way better than I thought. That was okay.
What was implied?
Well, when you asked if I knew the main character's name, it would be like, imagine if you asked me the question and my first thing was, "Hey, have you heard of Charles Manson?" And then I said, "Yeah, I'd like to make a movie about him."
Okay. Oh, so you're saying like, oh, I see. Like the murder stalking part is the part you had an issue with. If that was what I was doing,
right? Which now that I
No,
know
I
that's
probably-
not
I
what
probably
you're doing,
wouldn't.
I'm cool.
I probably wouldn't do that. No.
Okay, I
Cool.
appreciate it.
So yeah, what's your next question?
My next question. Well,
Last question.
I was thinking it's not really a question. I was originally thinking we could quickly compete in mini crossword, but you're a rat that's already done one for today. So what if we compete in the Wordle very quickly?
Hey everybody, this is editor Matt from Matt and Tyler with Until We Agree with Matt and Tyler. I know you were probably so amped to hear two guys play Wordle over a podcast with no visual. But what ended up happening is it ended up being the worst content you could possibly imagine. So let's just pretend we did it. I will tell you now, I cheated and looked up the word because it lasted way too long and I had to find the word just so we can move on. So you're not going to hear that. We're just going to move on with our lives and hear the rest of the podcast. We'll see you next time on Until We Agree. Thanks for listening.
And that was Wordle.
That was Wordle.
Let's put. Hey, if you haven't heard of this game Wordle, check it out. It's a hoot. You're gonna have so much fun with it. So, great third topic. That was awesome. That's surprise topics. 5 really good ones. 5.5 really good ones. And we played Wordle. Which was sick. Shout out Noah. That was awesome. We talked about having Noah on a long time ago live. For like a big segment. Like he was gonna be the couples counseling guy who like gets counseled by us. I'm relieved we didn't do that. That would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm worried about what he would have said.
I would be too. That would be a lot of editing, I think. I don't think I could do 45 minutes of dead air. So
yeah, no.
I'm relieved by that. Why don't we jump in now to Q&A to keep things rolling? If you want to submit a Q&A question, follow us on Instagram at Until We Agree, or on Spotify, click on this episode, leave a 5-star rating while you're at it. Why not? And then answer the poll question, which I don't know what the poll question is yet. We'll figure that out. And then tell us what you want to hear us debate. And you could get shouted out on an episode of Until We Agree with Matt and Tyler with your own name. So here we go. Here's someone who does that. Kim. Kim wants to know, how many birds would you have to find in your house before you'd start thinking that someone is putting them there on purpose. Limit 1 per day.
I like, this is so easy for me. It's 3.
You wouldn't think that just like 3 birds would not be like a nest?
No, because here's what I'm thinking. Like 1, you're like, oh, that's weird. How'd that get in here?
Sure.
The next day. 2, oh, that's weird. There must be some like way
What's
they're
next?
getting in. So then I search for the way that they're getting in, and I don't find anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I do. And if I do find the way they're getting in, I patch it up. And if a bird appears again, then I know.
What about woodpeckers? Woodpeckers could get through your patch.
I'm sorry?
Woodpeckers?
No, I'm familiar with the bird, but what they would do? What now?
If they patch up your hole, they could peck their way through it. And I'm still not convinced.
I think that would be extremely loud, and I feel like, let's say they are woodpeckers, I think I could then, after the third one, go see if the hole or the patch is holed, and then if it is, I say, oh well, these woodpeckers really know their way around some wood.
Sure.
So
I would
3.
think. I would say at least double that for me.
6?
I would think. Yeah, I would rather think that I'm doing something wrong, and not being able to find them, rather than someone be putting them in my house, right? Like,
well, I know then the next April Fool's, I'm just putting 5 birds in your house, and you'll never know.
yeah, I would assume that it's just a big nest. So that's a great prank. But yeah, I think that's my. I don't know. It's a weird question because I've never had someone put birds in my house.
What are you planning, Kim?
Yeah, what are you up to, Kim? Leave a comment below what you got going on. Fun question. I think it's 6 for me. I don't know. I don't trust myself enough to not just assume nature is doing that to me. So, you want to be on there? You want to be Kim? You want to be Hutch? Write us a song. You want to be Kim? Leave us a comment or a question on Instagram or Spotify. So, why don't we move into what we forgot to do last week? This saga we've been working on, the story of us, how we met, how we became friends, how we stopped being friends, and how we started a podcast. We're somewhere in the middle of it right now. So why don't we keep doing that? Why did we not do it last week? Did we just get like angry at each other and just
not even each
overlooked
other?
it?
We got angry at James Cameron's Titanic.
Oh yeah, it was just Titanic.
We got so mad about Titanic, we just kind of like ranted on that too long, and then we skipped it.
Yeah, I got it worked up. That's on me. Yeah. So where were we? We were at Drag Me Down by One Direction, correct?
Yes.
Which leads us into junior year of college.
Yes.
So take it away.
So junior year of college, we were in a class, which I don't think, we were in it together. Basically a business administration class where they, in that class, taught us to be professional. Mock interviews. There's about to be interview time for internships and jobs and all that. So we got our resumes done. We got, mock interview prep. And at one of these things, I'm not skipping anything, am I?
No, you're good.
We do. So we go around and you give your resume to these, people at these companies, and
they were real companies, but they were not allowed to hire us.
No,
which was crazy.
It was kind of crazy. And so we go around giving them these and giving them like our elevator pitch that we were forced to like memorize.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're doing that, and we run into each other there, and somehow after that we end up at the Zaxby's, which I do know where that is, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure you
the
do.
Zaxby's on the strip on campus, and we just talk some music, and then it may have been a handful of days later, I asked if you wanted to come with me to buy a guitar.
Right. I think we really like bonded hard over the just theater class we took freshman year of high school. We like started to relive all these great moments we had over lunch. And it was kind of one of those moments where it's like, oh, why are we not friends? We didn't say that out loud, obviously, because we're men.
Right. But that's a feeling, and we don't express those to each other.
Right, exactly. And so I don't know how we ended up at Zaxby's, because like we weren't really like that friendly. We had that class together. We didn't really talk that much in the class. And then like we just happened to be leaving the mock career fair at the same time. And we just went to lunch together for whatever reason. I don't have an answer to it.
Yeah.
There must have been a reason though, because it kind of was, that was truly the kickoff of like actually being like friends that would hang out. And so, yeah, so I had played guitar for a while. And so you picked me up from class one day, and we went to Guitar Center to get you a guitar.
Yep.
And that kind of kicked off a phase that truly I don't think will ever end, our music phase.
We started jamming.
We would start jamming. We thought it would be really, really easy to write like original music.
Really hard.
So we wrote the first song we ever wrote.
Oh.
That should honestly be a 10,000 followers thing.
Do you have it?
I have the lyrics.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I have a picture of the whiteboard still.
It's so
we
bad.
wrote it on the whiteboard in my college apartment room, and we like put it was like this awful instrumental that we like put like in GarageBand together, which it wasn't like off. It was not good, but it was fine. The lyrics were the worst thing you've ever heard, and it's like so embarrassing to look back at because like I'll straight up say it. In the last couple of years, we've written some songs that are like actually like decent. You know,
what if we let's up the stakes 5,000. We'll record a new version of it.
Yeah, and Hutch will get on the instrumentals and produce it for us. He said he would do this. I don't know if he actually would, but yeah, at 5,000 followers on Instagram or on Spotify, whichever we get to first, we'll actually like produce this song because it is you actually want to hear it. It's actually so bad, and I'm truly ashamed of it. But that kicked off the music phase. We kind of overlap milestones now because we hang out a lot now. We play golf together a little bit. We play music all the time. We hang out. And so we're just like true friends at this point. And that kind of carries into through the end of college, which I think is a good place to stop because this is a long episode. And that gets us to post-college, which is like obviously we're friends in college. The second I graduate college a semester early, and that truly, which is weird, I move away. And that truly like kicks off like the next phase.
Yeah,
that I think we're still in.
Yep.
We're still in that phase today. So that's kind of the last stage of this is everything post-college. But yeah, we started bonding our hobbies together at this point. What's a song that we would sing every single time together?
Zach Brown Band, Sweet Annie.
Should we give him a harmonized Sweet Annie to end it before Hutch takes us out? Hutch this time?
If we can.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to? I'll do the bass note. You
You
harmonize
can't do
it.
it too. You can't do it. It has to be the actual note, or we're not gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I have perfect pitch, so I remember the note. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening to Until We Agree. This is Matt and Tyler harmonizing on the Sweet and Sweet Annie by Zach Brown Band. We'll see you next week. Sweet.
I don't think that was it.
You know what it is now, boys and girls of the podcast world. Matt and Tyler on the mics. They're gonna stay here until they agree. They're gonna stay here until they agree. Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.